Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daytona International Speedway for the first ever season of the Pummu Cup Series, the first ever race of season number 1. This is the Daytona 50. We got 20 laps around this high-banked circuit, and 14 of the best drivers out there are going to take it on. All of these drivers are full-time this season, so you will see all these drivers at every race. Now let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your starting lineup. On the front row, you have the 24 of William Byron and the 8 of Kyle Busch. Busch, the winner of the test race, by the way. In row 2, you have the 77 of Carson Hocevar and the 40 of Justin Allgaier. And in row 3, you have the 87 of Connor Zilisch and the 60 of Brian Preece. In row number 4, you have the 84 of the 7-time champ Jimmie Johnson and the 9 of Chase Elliott. In row number 5, you have the 18 of Parker Retzlaff, starting next to the 17 of Chris Buescher. And in row number 6, you have the 20 of Christopher Bell, and right next to him is the 21 of Harrison Burton. And in the final row is the 5 of Kyle Larson and the 34 of Michael McDowell. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup to the Daytona 50. 20 laps, 50 miles, 14 cars, and 1 winner. William Byron and Kyle Busch will lead the field to the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off a brand new series? I know I'm ready, and I know these drivers are ready. Which of these drivers is going to take home the very first win of the series? We're going to find out after 20 laps. The green flag is out. Let's go racing in Daytona. Into turn number 1, it's going to be the 24 of William Byron with the early race lead. Carson Hocevar follows behind in second. Kyle Busch immediately falls to third as Hocevar had the run. Byron moves up to the middle, and Kyle Busch moves down as he looked like to go up. Here comes Hocevar going side by side with William Byron down the backstretch. Byron's going to have it for now, but going into 3, I think Hocevar is going to have the run because the bottom is very dominant in the turns. No, not as big of a run as I thought, but he does still have a run. Here comes Busch moving up to the top. Nearly 3 wide for the lead right now as coming out of turn number 4 to lead lap number 1. It's going to be the 24 of William Byron. Hocevar second, Busch third. There's a look back at the 87 of Connor Zilisch, the only Trackhouse representative that is in the field full-time. Can he kick off his season just right after an unfortunate mishap in the test race? He's looking for a rebound. Hocevar and Byron are still side-by-side for the lead. There's a look at Parker Retzlaff, sponsored by JB Stop Motions. All these drivers except Connor Zilisch have a sponsor, by the way. So if you'd like to sign up to sponsor Connor Zilisch, hurry up. As I'm pretty sure Byron has now cleared. Yes, he did, definitely. And Justin Allgaier's up to second. Byron moves up to the top. He tried to go back down to the middle, but Justin Allgaier shut the door. Nearly 3 wide once again. Who's going to lead the lap? I think it's going to be Byron. No, it's Allgaier. Allgaier barely leads lap number 2, and he's now about a half car length clear of Byron as Byron doesn't have any help behind him. Here comes Hocevar back on the bottom as they are now 3 wide for second. Hocevar's got it off of turn number 2, and now he's looking for a run at the lead. Can he do it? Justin Allgaier leads the middle. He migrates to the top. That allows Zilisch to lead the middle, as Carson Hocevar has help from Jimmie Johnson. And it looks like he's going to get the push to the lead here to turn number 3. Yes, he is. No, he's not. They're dead even right now. I believe Allgaier's barely got it. No, Hocevar. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to lead the lap and get 5 extra points? It's Allgaier. As he got the push from the 24, he is clear. He has the chance to move down and get some more help, but I think he's going to stick with Byron, giving him a huge shove right there. Hocevar's lost help. Oh, Johnson sideways. He somehow saves it. He tried to go for a hole that just wasn't there as Retzlaff was blocking. That's the only Dodge Charger in the field. Justin Allgaier still leading the way out front. Heading into turn number 3. Byron's going to look to his inside. 3 cars move down. Oh, here we go. Busch and Byron sideways. They clip Allgaier. Allgaier sideways. He somehow saves it, but he's slowing. And that's going to bring out the caution. 3 laps in. Let's look at a replay. I think the 8 bumper locked in. He went hard in the wall, but somehow kept it going. But I believe Allgaier stalled it. So that's going to make him have to drop to the back. that could have been a way worse crash. There could have been way more cars in it, but surprisingly there wasn't. William Byron and Kyle Busch still on the front row. If you recall, they were the front row on the initial start. We're back to green. Better start for Kyle Busch, but William Byron gets the jump once again. Now the question is, can he hold on to it? As he is now clear of Kyle Busch, does he move up? No. Seabell trying to start the outside line. It just isn't working, and Kyle Busch moves up. That could help things for Seabell, as now another car moves up. Ryan Preece, the closest car to William Byron, and he moves up to the middle. William Byron all by himself, and that's going to allow Busch to close in, as he's got help from the 20. Here comes the 8. He won the test race on Thursday, and now he's trying to win the first actual race. Watch out for KFB. Not a big enough run to get to the lead right there, as Byron holds on to it. That bottom line is just dominant in the turns right now. Then again, things could change up, as now Seabell leads the top with 2 other cars behind. Still nobody even near William Byron's back bumper. I don't know how he still has the lead, but like I said before, the physics in this game don't make sense. Preece trying to help the 8. Oh, the 17 sideways, and he's going to drift back up the track into the 20. Bell gets tagged, and the car goes over. Christopher Bell has flipped it. There goes the 18 of red slap. He gets caught up in it and flips as well. And that's going to bring out the red flag. A big crash on the backstretch. Surprisingly, those 2 cars still look drivable. Let's look at a replay here. See if we can determine what happened. Oh, Buescher just came down the track, tried to save it, and then tagged the 20. And the air got under it and flipped it over. And then what happened to the 18? No place to go. Got spun out and blew over. Both of these drivers will keep going as their cars are still drivable. Somehow, gee, look who's on the front row again. Byron and Busch. I don't know how this keeps happening, but it just does. We're going to get things back underway here. And there's the green flag. We are back underway. Out of the tri-oval, it's William Byron with the race lead once again. Here comes Preece trying to push the 24. As Busch quickly moves up to the top of the track. Chris Buescher stays in the middle. Ryan Preece getting closer and closer to the 24 to try to give him a push. Never mind, Preece abandons him and goes up to the middle. William Byron had a very rough day on Thursday during the test race. Flipped it 2 times and completely destroyed the car. But he's back now as Busch tried to get a side draft on the 24 trying to take the lead. Can't get there though. Here comes the 77 of Hocevar leading the bottom. Never mind, Byron goes back down. William Byron's been putting on a great show so far here in Daytona, nearly 4 wide. That is not a very good idea, gentlemen. Not this early in the race, please. Hocevar is now going to give a push to the 24 to get him even further out front. And Byron looks to move up to the middle, and he does. That leaves Hocevar with the lead on the inside. Larson and Zilish in tow behind him. Most of the drivers are in the middle, which you don't really see very often. Buescher trying to go for a gap, doesn't work. Byron moves up. Here comes Hocevar on the inside. They're side by side for the race lead. Into turn number 3, I believe Hocevar is going to have it. Survey says yes. As Byron loses his momentum. Here comes Preece pulling even 3 wide momentarily. Preece to the outside of Hocevar. It's not enough as Hocevar holds on. Preece is going to have a run here. Does he move up? No. Hocevar blocked him and went right back down. Here comes Ryan Preece with another run. But Hocevar is still leading. Preece goes up to the top, then goes back down, blocking the 24 from trying to get a run on him. As now it looks like the 77, the 5, and the 87 are going to stretch their lead a little bit with the dominant line on the bottom. Preece is all over the place right now. Nearly took out the 5 of Larson. Hocevar now finally moves up for real, leaving Larson with the race lead on the bottom. Not the actual race lead, but the line lead. You knew what I meant. Back into turn number 3. Hocevar still leading the way. Here comes Larson on the bottom. Byron and company starting to fall back as Buescher still trying to go for a gap to maybe make it 4 wide. 8 laps in the books. Carson Hocevar, your race leader. Here comes Preece to give him a push, and he does exactly that. Now that middle line is dominating things. Preece moves down with a run on the 77. They're side by side. Preece prevails momentarily at least, but Buescher moves down. No, he doesn't. Buescher's just fooling everybody, including me. Hocevar still leading the way. Here comes Byron to the outside. Does he maybe take the race lead back? Into turn number 3, Hocevar has it for now, but it's definitely going to be close. Byron with the run, pulling even, but Hocevar still got it. And And here comes Ryan Preece once again with a run on the bottom. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. They are 3 wide for third right now, and every row behind them. Hocevar barely leads that lap. Byron almost took the points away from Hocevar right there, but didn't. Here comes Buescher up the middle. 3 wide for the lead going into 1. Busch gets a huge shove to the 24. Byron's in the wall. Preece now going to help the 77. This is where the chaos begins, ladies and gents. And we're not even halfway home yet. Michael McDowell trying to pull out. No, he stays in. Byron and Hocevar still neck and neck. Byron has the edge, going to go into turn number 3. But here comes Hocevar with a run once again. Does he take it back? Yes, he does. Still side by side for that lead. And Hocevar's clear. I'm sure he can feel the pressure right now from the 24. Byron gets the run. Back to the outside. Coming to the line. Who's it going to be leading the lap? Byron. All by himself, too, by the way. Here comes Hocevar with some help from the 60 and the 5. And here comes the 8 of Kyle Busch on the outside. Larson moves up to help his teammate, but the 77 still out front. Does Preece make a move and hang out the 77 to dry? No, he does not. Not yet, at least. The door is open to move up if he wants to, but he's going to have to do it quick. Never mind, the door is shut. Here comes Busch, pulling even. Into 3, the 8's got the lead. Here comes the 5 of Larson to help out his teammate. Gonna give him a push. He's sideways. Byron up the track, into the 21 car. They go around. Byron's gone. Collects Zilish. Back up the track. And the 24 goes up and over. And a chain reaction. Burton and Busch are upside down. McDowell's in it. Johnson's in it. And the red flag's gonna come out. A big crash coming out of turn number 4 and it ended up all the way in the tri-oval. And the 18 of Retzlaff hits the 24 at the end. Let's look at a replay. The 5 was just trying to give a push to the 24. Turns out it was not a clean push. Byron slid up, got into 21, then back down, and then back up. And this is the point where he blows over his 3rd flip of the week here in Daytona. There's the 21 upside down, the 17 went over. 3 cars upside down in this crash. Man, that was big. This time the 60 of Ryan Preece and the 87 of Connor Zilish lead him to green. Preece with a great jump over Zilish right there. And he's already clear coming out of the tri-oval. Zilish moves up. Does anybody go with him? No, he changes his mind. He goes back down. Here comes Kyle Busch with the help of the 77 of Hocevar. And he's going to try to shake things up for the lead. As the 60 of Ryan Preece leads the way right now. Here comes the 8 of Busch. Hocevar going to make it 3 wide. No, he's not. He's losing momentum. Preece moves up. Here comes Busch with a run. However, he's got no help. How long is that going to last? Here comes Zilish. Are they going to go 3 wide? Survey says no. Here comes Busch, though. They're going to go side by side. Coming out of turn number 4, it's going to be Kyle Busch with the race lead. Preece has the run back around, and they're still side by side, though. 3 wide, and Zilish comes into the picture. Ryan Preece leads the lap. Well, that was a lap of excitement, let me tell you. Here comes Zilish around the outside, trying to make that stick. Now here comes the 8 on the bottom. He's going to have the big run, nearly getting together with Ryan Preece right there. Things are getting really dicey in the back. Johnson going to give a shove. Around goes the 20, and he goes up and over, and barrel rolls on the pavement. And the red flag's going to come out immediately. And the car finally comes to rest. What a wreck that was for the 20. Let's look at a replay. Once again, a bad shove sends the 20 around, and oh man, that was brutal. But it's a game. He's fine. Matter of fact, he's coming back for the restart. This is the last time he can use that reset, though. So if he crashes again, he's done. Zilish and Preece on the front row, they just swapped lines. Who gets the jump? It's the 87. Zilish gets going. Preece does not. A huge lead already for the 87. If he keeps doing restarts like that, he could just run away with it. With how physics are in this game, it's probably possible. Red Bull does give you wings, so I'm not really surprised he got that good of a start. That looked like a perfect start for Mario Kart. Here comes Justin Allgaier to the inside of the 60 car, trying to get a run on him. It doesn't work, though, because the higher lines have the more momentum on the top, on the back straightaway. Preece got a shove from the 8, and now he's trying to close in on your leader, Connor Zilish, after that wild start. Zilish stays up top and has no help. Here comes the 40. Allgaier with another run. Zilish's lead has already shrunk to about 2 to 3 car lengths. Preece is all over the place. He moves up. And now they're going to go 3 wide for the second position in the tri-oval. Preece has the position at the line, and I think he's going to have a run here down this short straightaway. No, he doesn't. Kyle Busch has it. They're side by side. And here comes the 40 of Allgaier once again on the bottom. Not enough as Kyle Busch. No, they go side by side, and Allgaier's got the position. Just barely, though. Where's the chaos going to start, though? That is my question. They are still 3 wide for that second spot. Here comes Ryan Preece closing in on the 87. Does anybody have anything for Connor Zilisch right now? Zilisch moves back down going into turn 3. He moves down to the middle, and now he's back onto the top. Blocking Ryan Preece from any run he can have. They are still 3 wide right now. This is getting a little chaotic here. Zilisch's lead is gone. Preece going to try to give him a shove here in the tri-oval. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. A huge shove from the 60. And Zilisch back out to a 3-car length lead. Allgaier falling back. Here comes Busch in the middle. Everybody jostling for position. Allgaier with another run. He's going to have second out of turn number 2. Busch gets the run. And here they come. They've caught up to Zilisch. Preece is going to give another shove to the 87. Not as big of a lead this time. Here comes the 60. With the help from every blue car, Busch makes it 4 wide. Hocevar trying to squeeze, couldn't do it. Busch is gone. Larson's around. Preece sideways. Hocevar upside down. Preece in the wall. Johnson upside down. Allgaier's gone. A huge wreck. What in the world just happened? Busch moved down, and Hocevar made a gap to make it 4 wide. Oh, man. Caused the huge one. I don't know what in the world just happened to Hocevar. Multiple cars on their sides and upside down right there. Only 4 cars got away unscathed. Connor Zilisch, Kyle Busch, William Byron, and Parker Retzlaff, the only cars to get away unscathed. We're back underway. We got 2 DNFs from that car. Oh, there's already smoke. Johnson in the wall. He does keep it going, though. Connor Zilisch did get a better start, but not as good of a start as last time. I guess he didn't get that perfect Mario Kart start again. Here comes Retzlaff trying to get a run to get around Kyle Busch. William Byron now goes side by side. Connor Zilisch about 3 car lengths ahead. Here comes Byron, nearly clear of Busch, but Busch is going to have the run. No, he isn't. Byron and Larson, the 2 teammates on the bottom. And out of nowhere, William Byron is back in it. Could he maybe take the win? Coming to 5 laps to go, and you've got a new leader. It's the 24 of William Byron. With the help from his teammate, and now Zilisch comes back on the top. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who leads the lap? Connor Zilisch. Zilisch racking up all kinds of points so far. Now he just needs to win the thing. Oh, nearly a big crash right there for the 24s. He almost made it into the 5. That could have been bad. Everybody all jumbled up the top 5 under a blanket. 3 wide for the lead. Zilisch tries to slam the door. Not clear. Larson with a run on the bottom. Here comes Kyle Busch to help out the 87. Elliott and Retzlaff behind the 24. Giving a huge shove to Byron. Does he take the lead back? No, he does not. Here comes Larson once again. This race has been absolute chaos so far. This is setting the stage for an insane finish. Side by side for the lead, coming to the line. Who leads the lap? I think it's Zilisch. No, it's Byron. No, it's Zilisch. Here comes Retzlaff on the inside. 3 wide nearly for the lead. Does Retzlaff steal it? Connor Zilisch holds on so far. Everybody's starting to get bunched up back together, but I think things are going to start falling apart here soon. Elliott tries to clear himself. He's sideways in the wall, into the 34. He's going to get turned. Elliott upside down and barrel rolling down the backstretch. Red flag comes out. A huge barrel roll for the 9. What a crash. Here's a replay. First, Elliott tried to clear himself. Tried to get down to the bottom, but didn't realize the 21 was there. Somehow saved it there. Then got in the 34. Still tried to go down to the bottom, but just got turned and the car blew over, and that was that. Parker Retzlaff with the race lead with 4 laps to go. Him and Zilisch on the front row. Here we go. We are back underway. What a start by Retzlaff right there. Zilisch did not get going like he wanted to, but there is still time, still 4 laps to catch up. And look at Kyle Larson. He's had a quiet day. Can he maybe pull something off? What about Kyle Busch? He won the test race. Can he win the Daytona 50? Don't forget about Harrison Burton. He's right there. He's looking for redemption after his catch fence crash on Thursday. He's going to give a push to the 5 car. Retzlaff still leading the way. Larson's going to try to pass that push onto the 18, but he's not close enough to do so. Here comes the 87 back to the outside. Going down into turn 3. Retzlaff moves up and leaves Larson with the bottom lane. Does Harrison Burton push him to the lead? Survey says yes, he does. Larson, your new leader. And he's going to look to lead his first lap of the day. Can he do so, or does the 18 take it? No, the 5 got it. Trouble in the back. Priest and Byron together. Byron's into the catch fence. Burton turns the 18. Retzlaff hard in the wall. Caution is back out. Man, what a bummer that is for the 18 of Parker Retzlaff. He was having a great day. Let's take a look at a replay, see what happened. Look in the back. Priest went up, Byron went down. Priest's force was stronger. Oh, man. Then the 21 and the 18 get together, and the 18 goes hard in the wall. What a bummer that is for Retzlaff. What a bummer that is for William Byron. Coming to the green, a 3-lap shootout. Larson and Burton lead him to green. Larson with the better jump, but here comes Connor Zillage to try to give a push to the 21. He's not close enough. Look at Michael McDowell sitting there in 4th. He's been in the back pretty much all day. Can he maybe steal it? Jimmy Johnson right behind him. Here they come on the bottom. Michael McDowell up to 2nd after starting last. He's going to try to help the 5 of Kyle Larson. Does he get to his bumper? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. A big push from the 34. And that gives Young Money a car length lead. Does Larson move up? No, he does not. He sticks with McDowell on his back bumper. Larson, McDowell, Johnson, Bush, all on the bottom. Harrison Burton trying to get a run, but he doesn't have any help. He can't get a push from anyone. We are 2 laps away from the finish. Kyle Larson moves up. Now's McDowell's chance to get the push to the lead. Does Jimmy Johnson deliver it to him? No, he does not. Not yet, at least. I think he will going into turn 1. McDowell's got a run on Larson side by side. And ladies and gentlemen, you got a new leader. It's the 34 of McDowell. After starting dead last today, he's at the front of the field and may get his first career win in his debut. He didn't start in the test race. He's got to go wheel to wheel with Kyle Larson. And he's going to have to hold off Jimmy Johnson as well. Larson begins to fall back. Now McDowell's main threat is the 84. Coming out of turn number 4, coming to the white flag, 1 to go for Michael McDowell. Here comes Larson, not a big enough run. Him and Johnson go to wheel. Still side by side. Into turn number 1, it's going to be Jimmy Johnson taking 2nd. Now, can the 84 make a move on the 34? Larson moves up top. He's out of the picture. It's the 84 and the 34. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Can McDowell do it? Here comes Johnson. McDowell's going to move up. That opens the door for Jimmy Johnson going into turn number 3 for the final time. Larson moves back down to the middle. Does he help? No, he does not. McDowell's on the very top. Out of 4, it's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? This is the finish to the Daytona 50. McDowell, Johnson, a photo finish. 2 times in a row, a photo finish at Daytona. Who got it? Let's look at the replay of the last half lap. McDowell and Johnson were drafting. McDowell started to pull away. He thought he could move up without a challenge. Little did he know the run that the 84 would have in 3 and 4. Then McDowell went all the way up to the top. Stayed there the rest of the time. Johnson had the run. He had the edge coming out of 4, but McDowell powered back by. Johnson had a run in the tri-oval. Let's slow it down. This is the finish. Johnson in front. McDowell is coming. And at the line, it's McDowell. Michael McDowell is your winner of the Daytona 50. Man, look at that. What a finish. Your results are being shown on your screen. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we had 2 insane races in a row. I have a feeling this series is going to be quite popular. Michael McDowell and Jimmy Johnson get in the business at the end of this one. We had multiple crashes, a lot of flips, a big one, nearly taking out the entire field, and then Jimmy Johnson giving Michael McDowell the business at the end of this one. What a race, and what a finish. Congratulations to Michael McDowell, and that will give him the points lead. Kyle Larson still did end up finishing 3rd, which is quite good considering his luck at super speedways. Remember, he flipped in the test race yesterday, twice, mind you, and he came back to finish 3rd in the race that counts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. What an incredible race we had here at Daytona. 20 laps, and last to first, Michael McDowell takes the win. Next week, we'll be heading to Atlanta for the CNR Network 35. That's all I got tonight. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Chris Kraft signing out.